Good morning. Thank you for joining us in worship this morning. I kind of wanted just to give you a treasurer's report really quick this morning, but before I do that, I want to remind us, first of all, kind of our church's verse for 2020 and kind of our mission statement. I think sometimes we need to be reminded of what God has called us believers to. Our mission statement is a reconciled people sharing a reconciling message with a reconcilable world. Our verse is 2 Corinthians 5:18. Kind of the message version of this is God has given us the task of telling everyone what he is doing. We're Christ representatives. God uses us to persuade men and women to drop their differences and enter into God's work of making things right between them. Despite that our worship on Sunday mornings looks a little different, we're all worshiping in our own homes with our families, and we're not here in the sanctuary. We're still the same church with that same mission. It just looks a little different, and we have to be a little bit more intentional about it. This week I had the opportunity to hear a couple of different stories. I know the last few weeks we've heard of the church giving away boxes, 70 some odd boxes of food to our community. I hadn't seen that personally, and I came up to the church on Thursday and I just walked through the fellowship hall really quickly, and I was absolutely amazed at the number of boxes of food that were sitting on the floor that our people were putting together for those that are hurting. God is working in this, and God is still in the midst of COVID-19. And then I heard a story. Our church has opportunity. We support Queens Church in New York City, and I'm sure if you've looked online, New York City looks a lot different than it did 2 months ago. And there's a church there, Queens, and they are on the ground in New York City on the front lines, helping those that are hurting. I heard of someone who came to faith because of the work that we get to partner Queens with. A gentleman came to faith who did not know Christ, and then one who owns a coffee shop that had to close his business, and he came back to faith. Praise the Lord, he is still working in the midst of this. And then in Thailand, I was reading this week and had an opportunity to visit with some people, a global child advocate, how different their COVID-19 situation looks for us. We still get to go to curbside pickup. There are people on the ground there that are going to remote villages to educate their people, give them soap because they don't have soap, they don't have running water. And these people still need to be protected. And our church has just a small portion of being able to be involved with that, and so many other stories. But then right here, as Dwayne mentioned earlier, there are those of us that have hours cut, who don't know if we're going to get our next paycheck, and that fear and anxiety starts to set in. And we're all called to be obedient and trust God. And I was reminded in my quiet time yesterday of when Jesus asked the disciples to feed the 5,000, and they were like, we can't. It would take half a year's worth of wages. How are we to do that? And yet they had just been with the Lord and seen how he had healed the sick and calmed the storm. And he fed the 5,000. That is the same God today that is still working these miracles through this. And so we have to remember to stay focused on him and not our problem, not the fact that they didn't have the food right there. The Lord will provide us those resources to help people. And then, as he mentioned, there are those of us that have lost jobs and we aren't going to get that next paycheck. Please come to us. We are here to walk alongside of this with you to help you. But it's going to take us still trusting the Lord and being obedient with the gifts that he has given us. And while they pull up a website, our new church website, that's what I really wanted to kind of show you, our church's website. While they're pulling that up, we have launched 5 months ago. We didn't even know that we were going to need it, but we have a new app, a new opportunity for our people to give. You can still mail a check in. Mail is still being checked and checks are being deposited, so you can still do that. But you also have the opportunity to give online. You can give through our website, which Jeff Bray has done an amazing job on our website, updating that for us. You can give on that through our web. You can also on an app through Android or through your iPhone. You can give, and you can also text it. But our website, if you go to our website, are we there? Okay, if we go to the website, you can see under giving, we have some instructions on how to download the app. And right there, the Generosity LifeWay little icon is there on that left. You can see it. You can install the app. You can also, iPhone users or Androids, and then you can also, shows you how to use the LifeWay app. Once you get in it, it's pretty, the instructions are pretty easy to follow, but I understand sometimes technology can be difficult. So if you have any trouble at all, please contact me, contact John Mark, contact Jeff Bray. He's amazing. He can definitely help you, Pastor Dwayne. Let's see here. Then you can also give on the website, and it shows you right there, the website, how to give, and that will look very similar if you download the app. The website is very similar to your phone. And then if you scroll down, FBC mobile text to give, it will show you how to give via texting on your phone. Just to kind of give you some praise on that, we've had just right under, so far this year, $2,800 given on that. And so people are using it. People are saying it's user friendly. I did have one text from a person who has used it that I wanted to share with you. What they said. A testimony from this. It says, this individual said, "It helps me remember to tithe, and I can tithe as soon as the check hits the account instead of going through the motions of paying bills, then not having enough at the end of it." What a testimony that this app has helped someone be obedient to the Lord in their tithing. And this morning in our Sunday school lesson, there was a statement that we talked about that I want to leave you with. It says, "Giving breaks the power of money. When I give, my money becomes other-centered rather than being me-centered. When I give, my money becomes other-centered rather than being me-centered." Thank you.
Well, Jennifer, thank you for those encouraging words and challenging words as well.